It's hard to bet against Canelo. It's hard to bet against Canelo. So I'm very excited.
Andrew Tate has stirred the pot once again, this time by backing Canelo Alvarez to defeat Terence Crawford, and not just win, but dominate. Tate's bold claim came with a stern warning that sent shockwaves through the boxing world, igniting fierce debates over Crawford's chances. Legendary Mexican fighter Julio César Chávez added fuel to the fire, echoing Tate's view and flatly dismissing Crawford's hopes. Canelo knocks him out in 6 or 7 rounds, Chávez said, pointing to the unforgiving reality of weight classes. Crawford is a great fighter, but there are limits. You can't beat physics. The message was loud and clear. Crawford may be brilliant, but brilliance alone won't save him against a bigger, stronger, and more experienced Canelo. Even longtime Crawford supporter Bob Arum didn't sugarcoat the challenge. While he praised Crawford's dismantling of Errol Spence, Arum admitted that stepping into the ring with Canelo is a whole different beast. The question now isn't just whether Crawford can win, it's whether he can survive.
Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him, but Canelo is a different proposition. It's an interesting fight, but I think there's only one winner. Canelo is used to fighting at a particular level, and I don't think that Terence can hurt Canelo, but Canelo can hurt.
Canelo Alvarez's size, power, and experience give him a clear edge, at least according to some of boxing's biggest voices. Critics argue that while Terence Crawford is undeniably skilled, he won't be able to hurt Canelo the way he did, smaller opponents, and that Canelo has all the tools to break him down. Bob Arum, a longtime Crawford backer, believes there's only one likely outcome: Canelo dominating the fight. Yet despite being the underdog in the eyes of legends, Canelo sees this clash as something far bigger than size. He sees a chance to make history. For him, this isn't just another fight. It's about legacy, greatness, and 2 champions at their peak colliding to prove who truly stands above the rest. Look at what he's accomplished. Look at what I've accomplished. Imagine that, Canelo said, acknowledging Crawford's unbeaten run while firmly believing his own experience against elite opponents gives him the upper hand. As anticipation builds, this mega fight is already rewriting the script for boxing, with reports hinting that it may be the first blockbuster under the TKO SL Ring Magazine partnership, involving Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas is being eyed as the perfect battleground for what could mark the dawn of a new era in boxing promotions.
Honest opinion is I think he's going to be too small. Canelo is still Canelo. I think Crawford is probably number 1 pound for pound. But what pound for pound means if they were all in the same weight class. They are not in the same weight class. I mean, 147 to he just moved up, right? I can still say he just moved up from 147 to 168. There are weight classes for a reason. Now, if they were in the same weight class, then it's a different story. It would be a way more competitive fight. But they're not. You know what I mean? So I think Canelo.
If true, the rumored promotional shakeup behind Canelo versus Crawford could redefine the boxing landscape, blending Dana White's promotional power with Turki Al-Sheikh's ambitious vision to create a spectacle unlike anything fans have seen before. While traditional promoters may resist, this new model, backed by Saudi influence and free from old-school constraints, is already changing how mega fights are made. Veteran reporter Dan Rafael revealed that Canelo is no longer tied to a long-term promoter, giving him the freedom to pursue the biggest and most meaningful fights, like this potential September clash with Crawford. With a 4-fight deal under Turki's direction and Dana White rumored to lead event production for the unnamed TKO-based company, the stage is set for a promotional evolution. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas is being eyed as the battleground. And while the event promises unprecedented scale, all the noise fades once the bell rings. Then, it becomes a test of raw power and refined skill. Canelo's relentless pressure versus Crawford's elite movement and counters. As more voices weigh in, including rising star Virgil Ortiz, the consensus is divided. Some believe Crawford's skill could defy the size difference, while others insist that physics and weight classes can't be ignored. Regardless of how it's Promoted, the fight itself is a collision of greatness. Two of this era's finest meeting in a bout that could cement their legacies and crown one as the undisputed best.
Look at it as the obvious advantage of the bigger man who's very experienced, who's been a world champion a long time, Canelo, tremendous fighter. You can look at him and, say, oh, with all his experience, his skill sets, his resume of fighters that he's fought, champions, everything, that with his size, he's gonna have the advantage. He's bigger, he's stronger.
Virgil Ortiz weighed in on the Canelo vs. Crawford showdown, acknowledging Crawford's status as the pound-for-pound king, but stressing that it doesn't change the reality of the weight jump. Going from 147 to 168 pounds is a massive leap, and Ortiz believes that size matters, especially when skills are closely matched. He pointed out that if both fighters were naturally in the same weight class, it would be a different story. But in this case, Canelo's strength, experience, and ability to absorb punishment give him a significant edge. While he respects Crawford's technical brilliance, Ortiz believes Canelo's power and durability will ultimately overwhelm him. Legendary trainer Teddy Atlas echoed those sentiments, emphasizing that while Crawford is an elite talent, the fight heavily favors the naturally bigger man. Atlas broke down the matchup by highlighting Canelo's years of experience at the top, consistently battling world champions across multiple divisions. In his view, this isn't just a clash of skill, it's a brutal test of physicality, and that, he believes, is where Canelo holds the clear advantage.
Honestly, if anybody could jump up in weight classes and do it, it's Terence Crawford. I don't know nobody who is mentally as strong as Terence Crawford, so I can't wait.
Canelo Alvarez isn't just the bigger man, he's a dominant force with a proven track record of dismantling elite opponents. His ability to absorb punishment, cut off the ring, and wear fighters down makes him a nightmare in any weight class. While Terence Crawford's skill and technique are beyond question, stepping into Canelo's division means dealing with a level of power and durability he's never faced before. According to Teddy Atlas, Crawford's movement will be vital, but the relentless pressure and physical strength of Canelo could ultimately overwhelm him. This fight, Atlas argues, isn't just about skill, it's about surviving the onslaught of a stronger, more seasoned champion. On the other hand, Shakur Stevenson offered a contrasting view, expressing full confidence in Crawford's ability to defy expectations. While many focus on Canelo's size advantage, Stevenson emphasized Crawford's mindset, discipline, and sheer will. He believes that if anyone can jump multiple weight classes and still dominate, it's Crawford, a rare fighter with the mental and physical tools to meet any challenge head-on.
Faster, he's craftier. He's experienced too. He's been a champion too. He can wind up where the other guy could be too strong and too powerful. He could be too fast, too slick. And he's also shown that he carries power fairly well.